Hey everyone, and welcome back to Master Sight. Today we have Game 5, final game of Lady of the Lake, and I'll be playing the Goblins against Jason Birr and his Elves. So let's go ahead, take a look at Jason's list, and we'll get into the game. So Jason has fairly typical elf lists, I guess you would say. A lot of the things you expect to see, and a couple of unique things. So he's got a horde of palace guards with the two-handed weapons and staying stone. He takes a troop of forest guard. This is one of those unique things that he's known for. He's haven't played him on the channel yet, but he's been around. He's been at almost every event I go to. So the Troop of Forest Guard is a nice little tech, and he does it well. Two regiments of Gladestalkers, two regiments of Silver Breeze, a horde of Dracons with J boots. He takes Archmage, Inspiring, Bane Chance, Lightning Bolt, two Noble War Chariots, the Formation with the Trickster's Wand. So 13 drops, 23 unit strength. Um, yeah, some might say it looks kind of similar to Keith Randall's list, and guess what? I'm playing Travis's Goblins, so here we go. Round one of Masters practice game. So here is our table. Um, so scenario wise, Jason picked the Pillage, the same one I have picked in the previous game. And Jason, I had lunch with Jason this day, and before we knew who was playing who, we go, have lunch, and he was commenting that everybody has picked Merlin's duel against him, which gives your Knight Champion Lightning Bolt 4, and then you're trying to deal damage to units and the opposing Knight Champion with the Lightning Bolt. And then, like the third point is whoever does the most damage with Lightning Bolt throughout the entire game. Um, so now that I'm playing him, I'm like, fuck it, we're taking Merlin's duel because it's funny. So, yeah, so we're gonna shoot some extra lightning bolts, and then we decided pretty easily just put all the tokens across the middle. So nice and easy, pretty open field. There's some good shooting lanes here for us, and yeah, I mean, he obviously has a lot of shooting too. So let's take a look at the game here. There's Jason. All right, so deployment here. Um, yeah, I see Jason put stuff down. He has 13 drops, so we get to see all of it. But he deploys heavily on the left here, left, center, left. So Silver Breeze, Chariots, Regiment of Dracons. He's got his Knight Champion back here too. Both Gladestalkers with the Lightning Bolt Mage. Horde of Dracons, Horde of Palace Guard, Troop of the Forest Guard. He had his formation character start behind this impassable, and then he had his last formation regiment, Regiment Silver Breeze, and the chariot character out on the far right. So, yeah, I went a little bit light on the left hand side just because of the terrain and everything. Wanted to put something here just to make him keep him honest, basically. Um, the chariot character is really what's keeping him honest. Let's be real here. So, uh, goblins, yeah, you all know. Horde, all three. War trombones, all three. Uh, bolt throwers, mincer, all three wingets, another horde behind. The idea is the first horde's going to die, so the second horde will go sit on that objective by the end. And then all the lightning bolts in the world here. I do have the BSB sitting here in the middle. Um, and you'll notice I have a chariot here. Uh, it wasn't until the middle of Jason's first turn of movement I was like, "Hey, I didn't actually deploy this unit. It's gonna end up just sitting right here." So yeah. Also, I thought it was pretty funny that here we'll get the I deploy all three of these sharp stick throwers here. And Jason looks at me and he's like, "You know that's a forest, right?" And I look at him, I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But I mean, this is a great spot for them. They have a clear line of sight on these guys. It's, past this way. And then we have the entire shooting lane over here that we can see and shoot. So, um, it was better putting them here than putting them, say, like over here, because then they can't see the middle of the board here. And they could maybe stretch out here, but it would have been a huge blind spot then. So here, our blind spot is roughly here, which is, this impassable anyway, basically. Um, so yeah, anyway. So Jason got first turn. He moved up. He shot. He shot lots. He did lots of shots. So yeah, he doesn't scout his guys normally. He positions them to where he can get the shots he wants if he gets first turn. But because he has steady aim, he still doesn't take the penalty. So and then he moved up over here to get some shots as well. So, blurry bad picture. There's a horde gone on the left. He did quite a few wounds to this horde, but luckily didn't waver them. And 18-inch bow shots shooting here. That means that we can shoot you back with the wingets that are behind these guys. So we run forward. We drop some bombs. We don't run forward on the left at all. We push forward a little bit more in the center. The center's all screwy. This is definitely a big mistake I have here. Wouldn't have been a mistake if we had first turn. We could just push through and then get the war trombones into the forest so that they can shoot out of it. But right now they can't shoot anything, um, being behind the forest, and he has units in range that are going to just block up that horde. So but anyway, I was very happy though with the right hand flank here. I thought he might try to hold back and delay, but he went for the shots, which allowed us to be aggressive and then get some of his units. We didn't actually kill him, but we wavered both of them. So we did, uh, yeah, less than I remember. But anyway. We did a couple wounds to this troop, it looks like, too. So, but the sad part was he started off strong. His lightning bolt did like 3 damage to the horde he shot at over here. Our lightning bolt did nothing to his cav archers. Damn it, damn it. But yeah, so Jason's turn 2. He moves forward. He says, "I don't like that horde," so he shoots it off. And then he, of course, charged that troop in. They have Pathfinder, so to this horde to block them up at the very least and prevent the war trombones from getting into good positions. And then he charged the Drakons over here into the heavily damaged horde, and he kills the horde. Pretty much what we expected anyway. So this is what it looks like, bottom of 2. And this is what we do. So I realize this chariot's not going to be going around the building here, so I just move in such a way to provide inspiring, to get us clean shots, and then also to be in the cover to avoid getting just murdered. If I was trying to hide behind this building here, he would have easily just came around, shot me with all these things, no cover anyway. So I decided to go hide. And then I backed up the middle unit after losing this one because now I have clear shooting lane with those bolt throwers onto um, his strong flank. I would say the one that he's trying to turn here. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. So we got shots, we got bolt thrower shots. We go ahead and charge a mincer and the second horde into this regiment. We get the cloak of death to go off. We go ahead and get in position to drop bombs. We got lightning bolts. We got it all, baby. Um, and we kill the noble on chariot, and we kill this regiment here, and we kill that regiment there, and we kill the Draco. Man, that's a fucking great turn two for goblins, picking up 4 out of the 13 units that elves have. Holy shit. Wish some of the other games we had went that well that early. Um, but yeah, we're loving it. I also measured these guys are out of 20 inches here, so we're not letting him just go dominoing. Um, Also, you'll notice one of our wingets, I wasn't able to get a great position and whatnot, and I think I had plenty of overkill anyway, so I just flew this winglet way up here behind the building, and it's going to be helping me get some threats here on the glade stalkers and everything else. So we turn this flank, and we're looking towards the center now. And yeah, so this is what it looks like on turn 3 for Jason. He charges the rabble and it's hindered. But yeah. Oh, also I should mention, Jason did probably I think another 2 or 3 wounds with his lightning bolt, and I did 0 wounds again with the lightning bolt. I purposely kept the knight champion out of combat so that he could do lightning bolt, and he failed me. So a little pissed off right now because I need to do at least 1 wound to a unit, not an individual, a unit, in order to get a point, and then I need to do 1 wound to his knight champion to get another point. So frustrations. Anyway, so he charges in. This is kind of a mess, but I wavered his troop, so he backed the troop up, which allowed him to get the horde in. Um, he charged the front of the mincer with the horde of what's it called? Yeah, I don't think he's hindered at all, so he didn't even have to pop J boots. And then he charged the front of this horde, which is a fresh horde with the other guys, just for blocking purposes. So, shooting, he does waver our chariot here with 7 wounds with all this stuff that shot at it. He does waver the horde as well. Sorry. There we go. He does not kill the mincer with a horde of dracons. And it wasn't even like it was a bad nerve roll, it was just a bad attack roll. I think he only did like 4 wounds, and so he needed a 7 twice, and he didn't get it. Um, so that was unexpected, 100% not expected at all. We have some killy stuff out here. We got Magua over here. We got the Knight Champion, but we kind of want a lightning bolt with him to get the battle point. Um, yeah. Anyway, so we are a little surprised at this point. So this is how it looks. Oh, another thing that was just kind of stupid fluky is he did no wounds to the goblins out on the left here either. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's not like that was a huge deal or anything, but doing something matters. So this is what it looks like for my turn. So we'll get a little close up. So I just decided to back up and said, oh, well, if they took, 3, 4, 5 wounds, then I would expect them to die, whether, he's countercharging or fresh charge hindered. But now it's like, oh, you survived once. We'll just back up. We'll let you charge us again. And then we move forward so that we can get some shots with the chariot on his chariot or maybe his regiment. We're in range of both, so And then over here, God, there's so many fucking wings and trees. It's tough to really tell what I did, but I know I just started moving the war trombones sideways and whatnot. There's one that was able to actually sidestep and shoot. These ones just turned and started walking. So we do, you see, Wing It's coming into play. We do get a kill on one of his Glade Stalkers. Again, these units are easy to pick up. We just need to get the shots into them. And we've taken out three of his four main shooting platforms and the two two Silver Breeze that we've killed, and one of the two Glade Stalkers so far. Uh, yeah, over here we charged everything into the Drakon, so we didn't lightning bolt this turn. But I figured between all these guys, that's enough to get a reliable waiver against the Drakons. Cloak of Death going off, all that stuff's good. So yeah, he only did 3 wounds to this Mincer, so that sucked. Yeah, and then everything else moved over to shoot at this horde a little bit, and we countercharged the guy. So this is what it looks like going into turn 4, and this is what Jason decides to do. So instead of wasting his time on goblins, he just jumps the line, pivots, and starts looking down the flank here. If he charges bolt throwers, he charges bolt throwers. Who cares at this point? They did their job. He'll just be coming in line of fire of the war trombones. So uh, we did a wound to him, so his only option was to countercharge us again. He just turned to face over here. He charged into these guys to finish them off, and then turned to face to do some shooting this direction. His shooting does pick up the mincer. Oops. He kills the horde here. And yeah, this is what it looks like going into bottom of 4 for us. And so we move like so. So we go ahead and take the flank with this chariot. It is hindered over this. And countercharge, we start moving up our goblins out of cover. We see a token, we must get token. We're in a position to go jump on it this next turn, even though it's only bottom of 4 for us. We're in a position to fire on Glade Stalkers and Lightning Bolt. We're going to Lightning Bolt his Lightning Bolter, which he did that to us last turn to get his bonus point. At this point, he's done like 9 or 10 wounds with Lightning Bolt, and we've done nothing. So the odds of us doing more wounds than him by the end of the game with Lightning Bolt is almost none. So I just need to get my guy to do a wound to him, uh, and then also do a wound to a unit. So yeah. So we do take Magua into the rear of his character here, which just helps us to kill him. It doesn't actually give us any extra attacks or anything, but shooting does pick up the regiment. Our lightning bolt failed to do anything to his knight champion, so we've done 0 wounds for 4 turns with the lightning bolt. It's so frustrating. We do waver this troop, which is actually a good thing. I'll come back to that in just a moment. We do get the horde up to like 17 wounds, I think I saw there, and pick them up. And then we do kill his chariot character with the flank and everything. So we position like this. We're exposing the board edge and the impassable. He's not able to actually charge the flank of the goblins, but we couldn't really protect the base of the chariot here. He was either going to be able to get on that side or this side, so we allowed him to get it on the side where the goblins can see him. And forget, I don't think we wavered this unit or anything, but yeah, we put up some decent wounds onto his character. We're in a pretty dominant position right now. Turn 4, he only has 2, scoring 3 with the knight champion. I guess this troop as well. So he's down to just a handful of units left, and we got 2 more turns. So um, this is what he does. So I was a little surprised. He could have charged his Knight Champion into my Knight Champion to just stop me from lightning bolting even more. But that just prevents me from getting points. It doesn't actually help him get points. He's already got that on lockdown. So he goes after the regiment. If he spikes a good nerve roll, he kills that, no problem anyway. So he goes for the kill on this chariot, and he just keeps doing what he does and reformed over here. Uh, oh yeah, his lightning bolt mage moved up to touch the obstacle. He then kills my war trombone. He wavers the horde of goblins here. Again, sorry. He kills the chariot there, and this is what it looks like going into bottom of 5. I think he wavered these guys, or no, he didn't waver, but I chose not to countercharge because, damn it, I need a wound. My lightning bolt onto his guy. This is the turn I need a wound, damn it. So, um, yeah, and I choose not to charge this unit. I just move everything in position to unload. You'll also notice this unit here. I am not I'm not focusing it. I'm not shooting at it. I'm not looking at it. The reason is I'm hoping this guy is further than 16 inches away, so he can't charge me. I'm hoping I do a wound with the lightning bolt here, and then I need a unit alive to lightning bolt on turn 6. So I'm leaving this troop of forest guard alive on purpose so that I can shoot them with the damn lightning bolt on turn 6 to get a battle point. That's what I need. I just need to do a wound and I get a battle point. It's that easy. Come on. We finally do a wound. Holy, oh my god. I only got 1 hit. I literally threw the dice against the terrain piece over here. Sure enough, that's all it took. Finally got a wound. I was going to use my tournament reroll if I failed to get a wound at this point. It was just that bad. Um, and yeah, so just movements. So shooting, we do take off the regiment of Dracons with everything. We also kill his character in combat. I tried to sidestep so that he couldn't see me, but I'm just in range here. And then we did a couple of wounds to his individual there, but not enough to kill him. So this is what it looks like when for turn 6 for Jason. So he goes back in, he picks up the regiment, he charged Magua but did nothing. So this is now my turn. So I turn everything to look at the one lightning bolt individual and the regiment or troop. We did get a wound with the Knight Champion's lightning bolt on the troop. We did it, boys. Mission accomplished. We got another battle point. And we picked up the troop. We shot stuff that we could up at the Knight Champion, but yeah, he we don't have enough firepower to really truly bring him down over there. But we do move 2 units on each of these tokens to score. So we are controlling all 3 of the tokens currently. So if there is a turn 7, he has the possibility of like killing one of our guys and tying, but then we'll just fly over and get the point. Um, yeah, but that is where the game ends. So uh, the final score, we got 9 battle points out of the possible 10. The one battle point we missed was doing more wounds with the lightning bolts than our opponents. So I think come turn 2, effectively, when we failed all of our wounds on turn 2, it became abundantly clear to me that that wasn't going to happen anyway. So Yeah, so finished it off strong, 9 point win. This is just one of those matchups where I mean I've played this matchup from the elf perspective many a times, and when you don't have wound recovery, and we can see like Jason's shooting was on early, and he picked up 3 hordes in 2 turns with his shooting. His combat, however, was really lackluster. It was bad for sure. Um, so that was not ideal for him, but it's just the number of units, man. The elves have to fire on all cylinders. They can't stall out. They can't have a bad nerve roll. They can't have a bad round of combat. If they want to be competitive, they have to kill everything they touch and everything they invest enough time into. And then they kind of also need the goblins to not put the damage out that we were doing. Um, and yeah, if the goblins dice are even just average, I think they win no matter how good the elf players dice are and how well they're playing the scenario. As long as the goblin player is playing competently towards the scenario and focused around that, I expect that goblins will win and beat elves out in this particular list on list matchup 99 times out of 100. So, but either way, this one, you know, it was an enjoyable game. Just I think because I was focused on how bad that one guy was shooting lightning bolt, but then you look at it, and it's like everything else was shooting well to above average. I think in the end, um, so it was a more fun game. I think the day two games were a little bit more enjoyable. Um, but even so, nobody likes elves. Nobody likes playing against elves. So I don't feel bad for what I did here to Jason. I think he deserved it. And all filthy elf players deserve to be demolished by filthy goblin players whenever possible. Um, the only question is, how do we punish those filthy goblin players? Because now that I've played it, I'm off this bandwagon. I wanted to jump off on like turn, round 2, round 3. So I've already told Travis he can have his army back. I'm not touching it ever again. It was an experience, and I would say just there's so many other great armies and play styles and kings that this style of goblin list is just unenjoyable for me. Um, but I hope that I still, did the battle report some justice. I know I was not playing cleanly or to the best potential with any of the movements and positioning. So, uh, for those that watch, please don't take anything that I did as a superior tactic or idea when it comes to playing goblins or anything along these lines. Um, I've already been told by Travis that I fucked this up bad. So I'm gonna leave the goblins to the master, and yeah, we'll just let it be. So but that is game 5. I don't have the full results, but I did end up winning best general. We tied with Jeff Shulkin for battle points, but attrition was the tiebreaker, and the Goblins won out in the attrition battles. So that was great. Sean Troy won best overall with a new Twilightkin army that he had just painted up, and he took halfling allies as well. You'll remember we played Sean last year, and he always enjoys the whatever cheesy filth he can think of for each event. So he took some Twilightkin with some cheap Braves and halfling allies, with a winged mustard captain as well. So it sounded like it was tormenting people, and I'm kind of glad we didn't have to face off against it. Honestly, I was not ready for that level of thinking when it comes to this list. So, um, and then uh, what else was there? Yeah, so the Omaha, me and Billy were the only ones from Omaha, so we also won the. They do an award for furthest distance traveled to the event. We've been coming to Lady of the Lake for like 6 or 7 years, 8 years now, and this is the first time we were even in consideration for that award. So uh, definitely think Masters being the next weekend after this event, lowered the attendance for sure. But they were able to get, most, if not all, the Minnesota guys still, and then us guys from Omaha always make the effort to make it out to Chris's event. It's one of the more enjoyable, one of the highlight events of the year for us. So, and it was a lot of our first Kings of War event. So it was a really great first experience, and we definitely want to make it out to Chris's event when we can. So yeah, this is actually the second year in a row that I pulled out Best General at Lady of the Lake. Best Overall is very difficult for me in particular, just because uh, part of the painting rubric is you have to paint your own army to get full points, or I think you can only get up to like half the painting points if you didn't paint your own army. So that alone is a huge setback. So I don't expect to ever win Lady of the Lake overall, which is sad because it's a physical sword that you win. Um, but we'll settle for the best generals. So um, yeah, so that's all I got for you. I appreciate everybody that's watched these battle reports. I am sorry if you like the Goblin Army and liked watching the reports, because I do not ever plan on playing them again. And if I did ever play Goblins again, it would not involve the shooting heavy list. I would definitely. I think I would enjoy the formation. I love giants. I think mincer mobs are fun. I would probably go with a much more melee focused army versus this style of list. But yeah, I appreciate everybody that watched, and we'll catch you on the next battle reports, which it's Masters, baby. So you're gonna see some Masters gameplay, and I'll hope to have some deep dive, real tactical, nitty gritty battle reports for those games. So I appreciate all the support from everybody, and we'll catch you on the next one.